After an early start to the morning, I was heading east on US 340 past the CSX Cumberland subdivision in Weaverton, Maryland. About 45 minutes later, I was passing by the Lehigh Cement Factory in Union Bridge, Maryland. If you haven't already guessed by now, today I am chasing the Maryland Midland Railway. The Maryland Midland Railway operates on former Western Maryland trackage between Highfield and Emery Grove, Maryland, with their major terminal located in Union Bridge, where I am standing right now. In the yard, some hoppers were being loaded with what I would assume to be cement, but nothing else was moving in the yard just yet. Union Bridge is also home to the Western Maryland Historical Society, which is located in the old Western Maryland Station built in 1902. The Western Maryland Historical Society is open on Sundays and Wednesdays if you are ever in the area. Just to the west of the station, an old Western Maryland caboose, hopper, and 2 boxcars sit on a siding. Finally, at 08:20, there was some action happening on the east side of the yard. 3 locomotives were pulling out of the locomotive shed and backing onto the main line. The lead locomotive on today's UBHF, or Union Bridge to Highfield turn, is Buffalo and Pittsburgh 5020, an EMD SD50-3. The rest of today's consist is Bayline 6409 and Maryland Midland 3450 and 2060. Buffalo and Pittsburgh 5020 started out its life as Conrail 6815 before becoming KCS 7024. And was eventually purchased by the Genesee and Wyoming in 2019. In the spring of 2023, the SD50-3 was relocated to the Maryland Midland to address a shortage of motive power. Today's UBHF is a long one, as shown by the need to double its train out of the yard. The second locomotive on this train is Bayline 6409, which began life as Detroit, Toledo, and Ironton 409. This locomotive then became Grand Trunk and Western 6409, and you guessed it, Canadian National 6409, before being leased to the Heart of Georgia Short Line in 2002 by Railcar Limited Leasing. This locomotive was eventually purchased by the Heart of Georgia, and after the Genesee and Wyoming takeover in 2018, was patched for the Bayline locomotive and relocated there. In 2022, the 6409 arrived on the Maryland Midland. With the conductor now on the head end, the UBHF is ready to depart for the CSX Interchange at Highfield. The chase continued at Y Road in Keymar, where the train had now throttled up to maximum authorized speed. After Y Road, I continued west on Middleburg Road, where I once again intercepted the rear of the train in Detour, Maryland. Passing through the farmland of northern Maryland, the UBHF is about to reach the beginning of its steep climb towards Highfield. In Rocky Ridge, the 4 EMDs were now throttled up, pulling the train uphill. To the west of Thurmont on State Route 550, I happened to see a place where the railroad crossed an unnamed creek, and at 10:37, the UBHF could be heard thundering up the grade. In Thurmont, the train had also stopped to pick up these empty lumber cars at MVR Building Products. Along with all of those cement loads, today's UBHF is a heavy one. To the east of Sibyllesville, I was able to pace the UBHF before beating it to Lance Curve. Now at Sibyllesville, I was able to catch the UBHF climbing up grade one last time before the interchange at Highfield. After receiving permission to open up the switch and pull onto the main line, the UBHF arrives in Highfield. Once east of the interchange switch, the conductor rides on the rear center beam while the engineer shoves its train into the siding here at Highfield.
Position of safety, it's still active. Back another about 3 chimneys will cover it up.
After removing the end of train device from the rear of the train, the conductor of the UBHF provides protection at the Warren Avenue crossing before lining the switch for the siding.
Bit more juice coming. One more. Far enough. Find in position of safety. 50, 20, back 60 of them, 6 out.
After shoving the interchange cut into the siding, the UBHF returns east before shoving back onto Maryland Midland trackage. After hearing over the radio that there was no CSX interchange job today, I quickly returned back to Sibyllesville Curve, where the now light-power UBHF returns to Union Bridge with Maryland 2060 in original Maryland Midland paint leading the train. Now at Thurmont, the engineer has no problem keeping his train under the speed limit, even on these steep grades. Just to the east of Rocky Ridge, the Maryland Midland cuts through the cornfields of Maryland. With my drone once again in the air, we can see how bad the visibility is today, due to the Canadian wildfires. Maryland Midland 3450, now trailing second, was originally built as the Southern Pacific SD45 number 9044, before being rebuilt as an SD45R and renumbered to SP7485. The 7485 got a new take on life in the 1990s when it was rebuilt by leasing company CEFX as an SD40M-2 and was renumbered to 3137. In 2014, the Maryland Midland acquired the locomotive, repainted it, and renumbered it to 3450, and it has been a mainstay on the Maryland Midland ever since. Here is the train once again passing over the Middleburg Road crossing in Detour. With the crossing already activated at Y Road, I quickly got out of my car just in time to see the 2060 leading the train past milepost 49. Maryland Midland 2060 was built as a GP38 for the Baltimore and Ohio Railroad in 1967. After being retired by CSX in the late 1990s, the Maryland Midland acquired the locomotive, and it has retained its blue and orange paint scheme ever since. Here's the 2060 arriving back in Union Bridge, where my chase would end. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, leave a comment down below, and subscribe. Until next time, this is Commonwealth Rail, out.